What is poppin', y'all? Caramel Rosés in the building, and we are back for another video. This is pretty much like a part 2 to my Trinidad vlog. I'm here to now give you some tips, the way that we went about things, the area we stayed in, cost, etc, etc. So if you want more in-depth advice, if it is your first time going to Trinidad Carnival, this is what this video is for. So let's get into it. Alright, so I'm gonna quickly talk about flights. Like, it's kind of hard to talk about flights because everyone's coming from somewhere else. My situation with flights is a little bit different because my family is from Trinidad. I always book a one-way ticket. I come whenever day is the cheapest. Like, I don't have much of a timeline on booking it. My friends that were going direct from Toronto, I believe they booked their flights in September, October of the year before. Like, kind of do your research as early as you can, especially when you have specific dates. It's hard to be flexible. You have to be there for certain days and whatever. I know people that as soon as Carnival ends, they book their flight for the next one because they know they're going to be back. You need to think about it in this way. Carnival in Trinidad is the most anticipated time of the year. It is the time most tourists come into the country. It's just genuinely the most expensive time to be there. The flights is kind of hard to work around. As early as you can, start comparing flight prices, look at your routes, see if there's any layover options. Just try to plan as best as you can. As for areas to stay in, let's go to Google Maps and let's search Port of Spain. So this red area is Port of Spain. So a lot of people, they'll stay at the Hilton, they'll stay at Radisson, they'll stay at Hyatt. Most things are happening here. Queen Savannah Park, it's all around the streets around here. Yeah, people will stay in Woodbrook area. That's where we stayed, and it was extremely convenient. People will stay in Belmont, which is also pretty convenient. So anywhere within the surrounding areas of Queen Savannah Park is a good pinpoint. We wanted to try to save as much money as possible. So yeah, the Hilton, Hyatt, Radisson options, it wasn't an option. During these times of the year, those hotels really hike up their prices like crazy, and it is also very hard to access. There are a lot of kind of carnival packages, and they pretty much book most of those rooms so that they can sell it with their packages, and that's kind of just how it goes. So if you're looking to get one of those rooms, a lot of times you're booking it through a carnival group that's organizing a package, or you need to be on it when these hotels actually release the prices and availability for Carnival week. It's hectic. It's like the Hunger Games almost. But yeah, we stayed close to the avenue. So this right here is the avenue, and that is where a lot of the social things will be happening. A lot of the food is on this strip. This is where a lot of local bars are. So if there was an evening that we had nothing to do, we would just go out on the Ave. It was really convenient to be walking distance from that. Our friends, they were staying with family, so they stayed a little further away, and for them, they always had to drive into this area. That would be something to keep in mind, that you would need access to a driver. We also use Rideshare. I believe it's called TT Rideshare. It will connect you to drivers in the area, but a lot of times, even if they accept your request, they might not want to bring you where you want to go. Like, they'll come and they'll be like, oh, you're going all the way there? Never mind, not going there. So it's kind of a hit or miss. They're just locals that choose to drive you if they want to or not, kind of thing. For where we found this, I joined a Facebook group, Trinidad Carnival Planning, and people would post their listings, their guest house if they had any or whatever, or people who booked one who now had friends that flocked, they would post. So we found there was an extra room. We set up a video call because obviously you have to be on your super FBI detective skills to make sure you're not being scammed. It worked out for us, and I wish I remembered how much we paid, but it was genuinely like a tenth of what the hotels cost, and I'm not even exaggerating. Like, the hotel prices are insane. Joining that Facebook group was really helpful for me. I'm still in that group. People ask questions like events to go to, what bands to play with, and then people who are local will also share their contact information. Girls that do makeup, hair appointments, people who offer driving services, guest house and Airbnbs, those kind of things. So joining those groups are good. You just have to be a little bit more, smart about making sure that it's actually legit and hope for the best. Let's talk about the fetes. We went to, I would say, a nice handful. We wanted to have an amazing experience without spending all of our money. So I went to Kess's Izwi. Kess is an amazing performer, does a very good job putting on an amazing show, and especially in Trinidad, so many people came out, so it was really worth it. I think that was about 70 USD. This event wasn't all inclusive. There was vendors and stuff that you can buy your own food, buy your own drinks, and I believe VIP included drinks, maybe, I don't know, but I didn't get VIP. Cool. So Izwi, you would see me again. I'd go back in a heartbeat. And the next event we went to was AM Beach, Caesar's Army AM Beach.
You think Trinidad? Anybody said Trinidad is your new home? I feel like I'm running down again. Who you say? Who you say?
I would recommend and I would go back to, because with this Fete, I believe it was 170. It was worth it. One, they did a great job. Like, that was kind of like an influencer type event, though. There's a lot of freebies, things that you could take home. There were free massages when you were there. They were giving you tattoos when you came in. And then this was an all-inclusive event, so all the alcohol and all the food was included, and there was a lot of vendors and a lot of good food. So definitely worth the money. The performers were great. This event is early in the morning. It ended around 12 p.m. After, you could just spend the rest of the day at Maracas Beach. So for someone who has a limited time or maybe only visiting for a week, it's a good opportunity to go to a Fete and already be at Maracas Beach, because one thing about Maracas, it is hard to get there. You gotta be going up and down a mountain to get to Maracas Beach. Utilize that Fete for a beach day as well. Next event, Rum and Music. Rum and Music was a cooler Fete. It was a boat cooler Fete, 60 or 70 USD. It was so worth it. A cooler Fete, you can bring your own alcohol in. On the top of the boat, they had games. There was like Jenga that you could play. It was a really nice crowd. Like, the people there, they weren't like the influencers. I feel like at some of the events, like these Caesar's Army events and the Private Ryan events, like, they're very influencer-esque and it's sometimes annoying, but the Rum and Music was like a nicer feel than some of the others. Then DJ's Private Ryan's Soca Brainwash. Yeah, I believe it was $250 or something ridiculously expensive. He did show up and show out with that event. Like, it was a massive event. This was a big production. Like, there was a lot of props, freebies, things that you could take home, but the annoying part is we had nothing to carry it all. So we only really left with one or two things because we can't even carry everything. This was another all-inclusive, so all the food and drinks were included, and it was like a full day event, 12 to 8 p.m. or something like that. A lot of people were taking naps. In itself, it was a good event. I'm glad we went that time, but I would never pay that price again to go to that event. A lot of the things there were just for show. Remove half of those things and make the Fete more affordable, please. I don't like events that are set up that way where the people that are from there can't even enjoy it. Then Panorama, it is a ticketed event if you want to see the final performance happening, but before they do that, they do practice on the streets. That's what we did. We went to Savannah and everyone was outside. It was extremely packed, so this was $0, 0 cents. And it was beautiful because this is when a lot of locals come out. I wouldn't miss Panorama. Steel pan is a very big part of Trinidadian culture. If I'm hearing a steel pan, I have to stop and I have to listen. That's just that on that. But with that one, it is in the evening. It is very crowded. You are going with a driver, maybe let them come with you because it will be very hard to find them after. Another event we went to was called Sunny Side Up. That was a breakfast event. So clearly, like, you can see, we were trying to be on a budget but still get at least one of everything done. I believe it was around 70 USD again. The drinks were inclusive, but not any of the food. This event was like an aunties type of event. This wasn't like stush vibes. This was everyone was there having a good time, vibing. Like all the aunties and uncles were there having a great time. One of the great things about a lot of these events is that like all the soca artists are typically coming out to perform. It's not just a DJ playing music at these events. After this event, they did a lap, kind of like a mini parade. We were actually very tired by then and we wanted to get our rest because this was like the last event we went to before J'ouvert Carnival, whatever. So we didn't do the lap, but it was a good event for what it was. I maybe wouldn't go back to it. I feel like if it was done on a different day, maybe. J'ouvert, we joined J'ouvert Jumbies. Would definitely join them again. I believe their package was 150 USD, very organized, so we are very happy with that service. And on the day of, it was so much fun. Like playing with them was so much fun. It was vibes. This was probably my favorite part of the whole week, and J'ouvert Jumbies definitely played a part on why I had such an amazing time. After J'ouvert, being up from like 3-4 in the morning, but we didn't stay out long. We stayed out for like an hour or two and then we went back home. Some of the Monday wear is very nice, but if you are on a budget, I would definitely recommend skipping buying that outfit. You can wear whatever you want, especially if you're already with a band on the Tuesday. Once you have your wristband, you can just join their truck on a Monday anyways. Then the Tuesday, again, paparazzi. I absolutely loved our costumes so much. Very organized. When we needed to pick up our costumes, they had a nice goodie bag. The band itself, I would say, isn't really a younger crowd. So if you're looking for a younger crowd, that's Yuma, it's Tribe, and any bands that branch out from them. It was a lot of fun. It was vibes. And this is where staying local was convenient because by midday it was hot. So I walked home, pulled off, took off the heavy pieces of my costume, and I went back out when the sun set. By the end of the night, we were with the Yuma trucks. Yeah, that's how the carnival experience went. Basically, what I'm saying is don't feel like you have to do the most. You don't. Like, opt into what you can opt into what you can afford. Be responsible with the decisions that you're making. A lot of the events, again, they're all inclusive. So if you're drinking, make sure you're also eating. Stay hydrated. Don't just drink alcohol because you need real hydration to keep your body going. As much as you can plan ahead of time, do what you can to like try and find drivers ahead of time. Join these Facebook groups. If you're joining a band, they normally have WhatsApp groups and people who have played in the past or gone to Trinidad Carnival, and they have connections and recommendations. So join the communities, and I feel like because you've clicked this video, you're already doing a good job. You know what you're doing because you're in the right places, you're looking at the right videos, and you're talking to the right people. But yeah, it is very late at night, so I'm very low energy right now, so sorry if I was lacking enthusiasm, but I think it's one of the best experiences of a lifetime. It is something that is definitely worth the money. We are the Mecca when it comes to Carnival in the Caribbean. It's a beautiful, beautiful experience. So if you're going this year, I hope you are safe. I hope you have an amazing time for me. And I hope you come back to this video to let me know how it was, because I'm missing it and I'm very sad about it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Caramel Rosé. Hit me over there if you want to have a more private conversation. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.